Hello, welcome to another episode of SSTJ, and now we're going to be talking about how to learn a lot of kanji in a small amount of time. So, before I get into this, I want to tell you about how I did it, and my technique, and how I do things. And it's three different things that I do. Three different things that I keep to repetition, time management, and a little bit of discipline. My discipline is to be consistent. Being consistent will bring results. That's just a fact, and that's what I live by. So, what I did is have flashcards. Online flashcards, not physical flashcards. That takes too much time and that takes too much energy to get your flashcards. You want to have online flashcards. And if you have an electronic dictionary that has flashcards in it, use that because it's just more easier to use. Think easy, think simple. Don't try to be the person who's doing more work rather than doing a little bit of amount of work in the smart way. That's why I want to talk about in my previous episodes that you should start off small then go big, because eventually something small turns big if you just keep working at it. So consistency is really key. Just think about it. If you're doing something that is widely too much at once, you're gonna feel overwhelmed and you're gonna feel defeated. You're gonna feel disappointed, and that's how most people give up. So don't go into that mindset. Don't go what everybody else is thinking. Think for your benefit. Think how you're gonna have advantages. Think in a way that slow and steady wins the race. It really is. The turtle wins the race in this one, guys. So this is my idea. This is my plan of how I learned so much kanji, or 2,000 kanji, in such a short amount of time. Maybe in 3 months, or maybe even less than that. Maybe less than 3 months. So what I did is that I went on this site called asahi.net. I'll leave the resource, I'll leave the website in the description so you can use it yourself. So my game plan is that I wrote out the entire amount of kanji that I'm going to be learning. So I did the 1 to 60 to 2,000 and something else, at the end of the kanji, right? So basically I wrote it down on a paper, and for each, let me just get the paper actually, because I still have it. So for each one that I finished, see if you can see this, each one that I finished, starting at, let's say 160, right? So 160 is one right here. So 160, and it's 124, and it's 151. I think it's backwards, and I can't really tell. But you get the point. You get the point. The point is that I make an outline of what I want to get done, or what I want to reach, and then I just do it. So if in my head, right, I know it's gonna take me a month to go through these kanji. It's gonna take me a month, and I'm gonna get at least one stroke on it. So I make a tally of how many times I've gone over that one set. So what happens is that when I know that if I go over this set 3 or 4 times, I know that I'm gonna remember it a lot more quicker than I did the first time, or the second time, or the third time. It's really simple, but people who don't have determination, people who don't have the consistency or the drive to do it, will never reach this level. So this is why you need to play the slow and steady wins the race game. And I don't want you to do 3 or 4 hours studying this all the way through, because your brain can't handle it. I'm pretty sure your brain can't handle it, unless you're a genius and you're just absorbed into it. You can just soak up information. I don't believe that. I think that everybody needs to take their time and take their pace, the pace that they can go at. Maybe you can do more and do 3 hours. All right, but this is how I do it, and I'm just telling you that this is possible if you just take this route of for me, I did an hour, I did 160, and I did the next one from 1 to 60, and the next row, and the next row, and the next row, and the next row, and after when I finished doing all of them, I went back again and I reviewed it, doing the same action. I did again. So it's possible. From my experience, after the 3rd set I've done through all of them, I understand it almost immediately. like it's almost as if I was looking at English. So keep going through it. You have to have consistency. I can't stress it enough. You have to have consistency. If you feel like you're gonna miss a day, here's what I did. If I felt that I was gonna miss a day or had some event that was going to happen to prevent me to getting that work done, I would do 2 hours the next day, and it would compensate. It just makes more sense to do that. Or I would do the 2 hours, and then come back to it after 2 or 3 hours of break, and I'll come back to it and I do it again, just to make sure that I reinforce the memory. So the words you're gonna want to focus on is the Joyogo. In Japanese language, you just focus on that, or focus on areas that you'd want to learn. So like, if you want to learn words that are medical, learn medical words. You want to learn words in law, then learn law words. Or you just want to learn, simple stuff, or like, colors, or people, and those kind of stuff, right? Like, focus on what you really want to learn. And there's a site, I think Quizlet and Anki. I think Anki. You can put those words, or you can search those words and put those words in your Anki kind of thing, and then you can make your own flashcards. And I think you can share it to other people. So it's very useful, I think everybody should use Anki and just like do that, so I can, help me out, because I'm always looking up words. I'm always looking up ways to study, and I think it would be pretty helpful for all of us. So yeah, that's another thing that you can consider. Another thing that I go into is that I have bought this book. It's called Kodansha. Upside down. Yeah, Kodansha, the Kanji Learner's Dictionary. And this is a really good book, and I recommend this book because it has the stroke orders, and it has a good explanation of what the character is, and what situation it should be used in. So I don't know if I can show you something really quick. So basically, it shows you, I don't know if you see like that character, that character right there. It shows you how the stroke order is from the beginning to the end. So like all the way that, and it shows you some good. I have this book upside down, don't I? No, I don't have it upside down. Anyways, yeah. So it shows you the stroke order and how fast you do it. Because if you go by the stroke order, you can write it more quickly and more efficiently. So look into that. Another thing that I've gotten into is that writing. So the writing for kanji, I usually just go by the stroke order, and I go by each line. So I'll do the stroke order of that one character, and I'll do that probably 6 times. I'll do that 6 times, going exactly through each stroke order. So if it's one line here and it's one line going to this one line, I could go all the way through until it's created. And I go to the next line and I do the same thing. And I go to the next line and do the same thing. Repetition, guys. Repetition is what makes you remember things. And don't put yourself in a position that you think that, you don't feel like you're gonna remember all this, because you will surprise yourself. I just do 3 different characters a day, doing those stroke orders 6 times for each one. And my memory is getting like a lot more better. I can write, like, there's a lot of things I can write like really easily. So look into that, test yourself, try it out. Well, thanks for watching this video. If you reached the end of this video, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Like, comment, tell me your struggles, tell me what you're going through. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram. Let me know. Twitter is probably the best thing to hit me up on, because I'm always on there and I can just do it really quickly. So yeah, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Happy studying.
この番組はご覧のスポーツの提供でお送りします。